I just wonder. I mean, obviously, if he's ready to go, you got to go with him.
Wrapped up in all that duct tape, Whew.
He's going to have more flak jackets on than a fighter pilot, but so I would say with him coming back, if they're not going real good right off the bat, and if he takes a couple of licks, Taysom Hill will come right back in. Because, I mean, to have 11 broken ribs, whoa.
Maybe Hill's coming into his own finally. Maybe he's the guy.
Yeah.
There's got to be a change sometime.
Well, the most fascinating thing, I don't know if it was Sunday or if it was Monday or today, I saw that Drew Brees brought up, I mean, not Drew Brees, Sean Payton brought up that Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, once Brees hangs it up, one of those guys will be the starter, which I find very intriguing. Because Taysom Hill's under contract for multiple years, I'm pretty sure that Jameis is only one.
Yeah, he just got the glory year contract.
Got the crab leg contract, crab legs.
But I find it fascinating because it feels like he went from Taysom Hill being his illegitimate son that now he's actually bringing up that. Maybe Jameis is the starter next year. So I don't know. Did the worm turn on Taysom Hill? That's what I took out of that. But
some good stuff.
I don't think anybody's going to start. Now, Jameis, no, I don't think anybody's going to start him. I tell you, just disappointment of the year for me is Cam Newton. It's sad. It's like the game has passed him by, kind of. It just now, admittedly, offensive line is not what it should be. Receivers, back. Well, they've got a couple of good backs. Sony Michel's a decent guy, but it's just sad to see a guy that he needs Ron Rivera. So I'm thinking next year he'll be in Washington.
Well, I agree. He looks a little lost. Just when they take those tight shots of him on the field, he looks like he's not all there.
It's a complicated, it's a complicated system.
Josh throwing him some curves.
Well, Hoodie, I mean, the system made Brady. Brady was perfect for that system too, but it's the system. It's got to be complicated.
I just think it's one of those things that's just unfortunate for Cam because I just think it's harder. You're that far in your career to try to learn that system. I mean, if you think about it, Brady got to sit for a year and just kind of learn the system without actually having to take the field. And even when he did take the field, they were more of a ball control offense his first few years, and they didn't really open it up until around 06, 07. So,
yeah, and the defense was always excellent during those years. They never had a problem stopping people.
And this defense still has talent, but it's all in the secondary. Their front seven, I mean, you saw it against the Rams. Their front seven, if a team really knows how to run the ball, they can gash them at will.
Yeah. So. And for Cam this year, no preseason, it was like just hit the field running, basically.
And to be fair to your point, Lugs, I mean, if you go back and kind of look at how he played the first two games, he played really well, particularly against the Seahawks. I mean, what was early on like the best game of the season, which there's been multiple of those games now since. So it's like forgotten about. But then he got hit with COVID.
Yeah.
And he never really got back in sync coming back out of that.
Yeah. I wonder about his stamina too. He looks a little gassed by the third quarter.
Well, I don't know if he took some hit somewhere, but it seems like his arms kind of regressed back to pre-surgery. Or, like before why he got surgeries because his arm. It looks like it's kind of regressed. Like it looks like he's really efforting some of those throws.
Yeah.
So, no preseason, no postseason. That's that.
Oh yeah.
What else, guys? We rounded it up.
I think for the most part, I was just gonna say I'd say also disappointing, but again, it's just because it's weird to say this because as good a coach as he is, Kyle Shanahan. I don't know what San Francisco does except for the year they went to the Super Bowl last year, they're always consistently one of the most injury-riddled teams that I can think of. I mean,
he needs a quarterback.
Jimmy Garoppolo's only played one full year. It was last year.
Right. He's always hurt.
Well, Garoppolo's gone. I think Garoppolo's going to New England. He could run that offense.
So I ask you then, like, who do they bring in? Do they draft somebody or do they acquire somebody? Or
to run
That's a
that
tough
Shanahan offense, if it were possible, Kyler Murray in that offense would be pretty amazing.
Oh, I know the guy who he has just a
eyeballs.
On.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to get because he just signed a new contract. He's not going to get Kirk Cousins. He loves Kirk Cousins, but
I bet he could. I bet he could.
They could, they could work a deal, especially if they don't get into the playoffs.
And they're not.
Yeah, and
neither one.
And to be fair, like you look at what Vikings kind of did this season last year already. They've already kind of rebuilt, so maybe they just burn it down a little more. I mean, they got some great pieces. I mean, Jefferson.
He's rookie of the year, don't you think?
He might not get it because of Herbert, but
true,
I will say I think Jefferson definitely deserves to be in the top three.
He's amazing.
As great as Stephon Diggs is, who also against the Steelers was easily the best skill position player, as many good receivers as the Steelers have. Stephon Diggs has been exceptional. The Vikings to give him away and get Justin Jefferson as a rookie is still to me like one of the greatest moves.
Great pick.
So.
Well, the old clock on the wall says we're about out of time here, boys.
Well, all I'm going to say is, what's going on with your cats?
Your cats?
The Cates. They not winning any games here. Come on.
I'll hang up and listen to your answer.
All right. That's all I needed.
I'm with you.
So anyway.
All right.
And U of L is looking good basketball wise. Football, they closed her out pretty convincingly. So maybe Mr. Scatterfield will survive for another year.
And next week we'll talk about the teams that have no names, the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Football Club. What do you say we do that?
All right. Sounds like
fun. Yeah, it could be like that. The Cleveland Indians. I don't know. This has been Sports and Other Stuff, brought to you in part by Big Top TV. We haven't had these guys in a while. The Big Screen Store, provider of the 90-inch flat screens on our set. Stop in and ask for
Irma, because Fish is on vacation. He's celebrating the holidays, and Irma has a deal for you. Headphones galore. So come on in. They'll hook you up with a surround sound system for your noggin.
5.1, 5.2, whatever it takes. At Big Top TV. We are the Sport Weasels, first in sound, first in something, and first in TVs, I guess. We'll see you next time if we're able to. Bye-bye.